there, guys, it's Mia here. I am so excited. I am so excited about this live today, and it's becoming all of who you are. If you're that person who has been saying, am I showing up like the giant that I am? Am I playing a smaller game? Am I accepting what I can do instead of reaching for what's deep inside of my heart, my soul? This live is going to be for you. And I promise me that if this resonates in any way, that you will pass it along, pay it forward to a friend that you care about, because great people always do that. I'm Mia Redrick, business and a life consultant. I got started in my company over 26 years ago, and I simply made the decision to go to work as myself. I made the decision to show up giant for myself. I started as a corporate trainer a gazillion years ago and was really great at what I did, loved corporate, but decided that owning my own business meant that I would have the opportunity in my life to create and start my own business. And I started that business initially as a mom coach. I decided that I would show women what I had done for myself, which was create systems so that I would never get lost in motherhood. And I leveraged my life. And so many of us, and many of you listening, you have the opportunity right now. You've been through something that's significant in your life. And as a result of your experience, hard skill or soft skill like motherhood, you have the opportunity to package it. Well, that's what I decided to do. I had great systems as a mom to package motherhood. And that's how I started my journey. Ended up getting signed to a number of Emmy nominated, nationally syndicated television shows and shooting segments around my mom strategy and advice. And then also doing a number of corporate deals with large brands, selling my system, selling my ideas. That is how I built my coaching practice the first 7 years of my company. And I share this with you because no matter where you are right now, whether it's from the concept stage or you already are in business, or you're doing something and you want to create a pivot or a change, this live is going to be absolutely for you. As a result of building an amazing coaching practice, specifically coaching moms, I had a lot of those women ask me, how, Mia, can I get started in my own business? And so I showed them my proprietary system that I built for myself, right? My systems, and on how they too could build an amazing business and brand. So today my clients call me the Chief Giant, and I teach them how to package their intellect, because that's what I did, my soft skill, or it could be your professional skill, into a high value product. It could be coaching or consulting or a brand or licensing content, or maybe it's television and you want to have product behind you. I do all those things, and I show them how to price, to fully value their gifts, their talents, and stop doing workshops and stop undervaluing what they're doing, and how to position themselves in the marketplace as the obvious choice, and then also how to close and sell. Because if you've got the right clients in front of you and you're closing less than 30%, you're leaving money on the table, and I want to help you change that. So that's a little bit about me for those of you who don't know me. For those of you who do, welcome back. I'm so excited. Today's live is really short and simple, and it's about being all of who you are. And it's something that for me resonates tremendously in my heart and my soul. Every single time I decided to show up for me, meaning show up for the authentic parts of myself, of what I really wanted in my life, great things have always happened. And there are a couple of things that I've done in order for me to become all of who I am. And I mean, I'm going to share this with you, my story, but I want you to think about your story. The first thing that I've always done is reinvent to prevent. All right, you guys write it down. I've always reinvented in order for me to prevent. And what that has meant for me is that I found that when I didn't reinvent what I wanted to do, that it created boredom, or it created, I felt like I was a hamster on the wheel in my work. So we reinvent what we're doing so that we can prevent, boredom or feeling unfulfilled in our life and in our work. There's so many of us have gone to school forever, right, to live out a profession. And then after doing it for 20 or 30 years, you just want to create new options. You want new level of creativity. It's time to reinvent. And if that is you, I'm saying to you, hey, Roger, good to see you. I'm suggesting to you that it is time for a reinvention. Now, for me, reinventing meant going from a corporate space to making a decision to start my own business. Being an entrepreneur for me was a reinvention. And maybe someone here needs that encouragement or that message to know that, look, reinvention can change your entire life. And it certainly did for me. When I thought about reinventing my life, I looked at every single aspect of life. I looked at building my work around how I wanted to live. I didn't want my work to dictate how I would spend time with my family. I wanted to be 100% present for my children. And the reason I built a business is so I could reinvent the way that I was living. And I want you to think about this. Those of you who are already entrepreneurs, who maybe you went from your business life to from one business or from your job, your corporate career, and now you built a business that looks just like your work. Maybe it's time to reinvent that. Maybe it's time to change that. So we reinvent what we're doing to prevent the boredom, the fatigue, the unfulfillment, all the things that happen when we unconsciously choose things or they're chosen for us. Is that making sense? Number two, today we're talking about becoming all of who you are. And one of the ways that you become all of who you are, and I'm 100% sure on this because I've coached thousands of women around this topic, and I've watched so many women become all of who they are, is showing up tall and taking a stand for yourself around the things that you really want. When I tell you that so many women are fatigued or not motivated because they have not chosen the thing that is really the tallest and the highest thing that they can accomplish. They're in a place where they're just doing what they know they can do or doing what they have always done. And maybe that is you. But for me, I decided that not only am I going to reinvent how I work, how I live, who I play with, how I work, how I monetize. I mean, imagine 26 years ago, this radical concept of thinking, I'm going to work from the comfort of my home. And I have for 26 years, I've worked from the comfort of my home. Imagine deciding I'm not going to work for corporate, I'm going to work for myself, and I'm going to be a mom coach. This is a reinvention. It has allowed me to build a life on my own terms. And I'm talking about me, but I want you to think about you. Showing up tall for yourself sometimes means honoring that dream and that calling that's on your life that nobody else understands. Well, they don't understand it because they're not you, okay? You've been gifted with a vision and a talent and a calling, and it's meant for you. And the reason that no one else understands it because they don't see what you see. And I had to learn that over the course of the years when I think about the number of people who initially laughed at this concept of me being a mom coach. And of course, then when I got signed to Emmy nominated and nationally syndicated television shows, and there was proof of the concept working, then everybody was like, this is genius. But sometimes you have to walk alone when you've got to stand tall for the thing that you really want to do. And I'm talking directly to you. If you're not standing tall, right, and you're not choosing the thing that you really want to do, you're just going with the flow, it'll never give you the fulfillment to be the kind of entrepreneur that you need to be, the kind that pops up in the morning and is so excited about the journey, so excited about the idea, so excited to get it done. If you find yourself dragging, procrastinating, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not talking about like having uncertainty. I'm talking about lacking consistency again and again in that business, with that business and with that business concept. It's probably because the dream isn't big enough. Where you're launching isn't the where you should be launching, or what you're reaching for is not it. And I get my clients to be giant. I think to change your life, you gotta be giant about it, okay? And giant means choosing the kind of choices that you pick, like choosing powerfully. It's not being a smaller version of someone else. That's what I call creative duplication. And there certainly are tons of people that have built businesses where they've got to watch what other people do to figure out what they need to do. But I'm talking about something more than that. I'm talking to my unicorns, my thought leaders, those of you who have talents and skills that everyone has told you proof of concept has existed in your life over and over again, in your work and in your personal life. And when you're just talking to friends and they say, you should put that in a book, or man, that's meant for TV, or my goodness, that's a coaching program, or you're so unique in terms of what you do. Choose powerfully and run with it. And don't be a smaller version like by being a mirror of what other people are doing. Understand the authentic calling that's on your life is the gift. Number three, is this making sense? We're talking today about being all of who you are. And the third thing that I want to encourage you to do is live your authentic dream and stop waiting for validation, right? Live your authentic dream and stop waiting for validation. Validation is for parking lots. It's not for dreams. And I'm going to tell you this, that look, when I got started in my business umpteen years ago, I went to a small business resource center in my town, and I was told by the director of that small business administration that my idea did not make any sense, that no one would ever buy mom coaching from me. Okay. And I'm so grateful I did not listen to that person. I'm so grateful that I didn't put my vision, my dream, my heart, my plans, my future in the hands of someone who couldn't see what I see. And I hope that the same is true for you. Live your authentic dream. And I don't care what it is. The thing that you keep seeing over and over again that you believe you're meant to solve, you're meant to solve. And likely it is something that is true to you. It is your special sauce, is what you're meant to do. And you've got to own that and understand that. Is this making sense? And if this is making sense, I want you to write, Mia, this is totally making sense. This is resonating with me. This is the message that I needed today, because there's so many people who are afraid to be authentically themselves. I remember 26 years ago, my statement was, I just want to go to work as myself. And what I meant was, I knew that I could affect change in the lives of others. I saw it all the time in my work. I saw it through my work. I listened to the comments. I knew that there was something more for me in the realm of entrepreneurship. I just had to learn to trust myself. And trusting yourself is being authentic and understanding that being all of who you are is what you're meant to do, is what you're meant to be. It is the most attractive way to build a business. It's the easiest way to attract the right clients, the right audience, is being all of who you are. All of these years in business, I've attracted all my clients. They've all come to me. And I will tell you that when you understand the magic of you just simply being you and how amazingly attractive that is like, it's like everything in business. We're talking today about becoming all of who you are. And there are 5 simple strategies that I'm sharing. The first I've already shared, which is reinvent to prevent. So this idea of doing the same thing over and over again that brings you no joy and fulfillment is the reason why you're not motivated to get started. Reinvent. Right? Reinvent what you want to do. Get a bigger dream and launch into that dream immediately. Number 2, show up tall. Don't play small with something that's so big called your life. Build models and systems. Dream the biggest dreams. I wanted to build a business from the comfort of my home. And that was a big task 26 years ago, when you really didn't hear people talking about building a business, working from the comfort of your home. For 26 years, I've worked from the comfort of my home. My kids have never seen me ever work a job. They've watched me build a business and bring all of my clients directly into my office at home. So I'm so excited about that. Number 3, live your authentic dream. Stop looking for validation, for someone to say, you can do it. You're like, does this work? Does this sound like a good idea? Would you buy this? Listen, build it and they will come. I built a mom coaching business and I didn't even know that I was a mom coach, but I built it based on the principles of what I knew I needed and what I had done for myself that had worked and what I had talked to my friends about over and over again and my networking groups. And I knew that there was a need for what I had. And I launched it. I lived authentically, built a business based on that. And that's what I recommend for you. And number 4, you need to get yourself a coach, right, that can see you as you can be. Like sometimes when people invest in coaching, most people, they invest in the coach because you see the coach as they are and you want to be a mini version of that. And I'm telling you right now to let that all go. You need to invest in a coach who will call you out to your light, who sees you as you can be, not just as you are, who will not allow you to play small. You know, when I'm talking to my clients and they talk to me about, like what they want to charge, and I recognize that it's under the value of where they should be based on their skill, their talent, their education, and their experience, I call them out. When I'm talking with someone and they've got some online course that really isn't monetizing at the level that it should be, or it's not structured the way that it should be, I'm not just listening and going to let my clients, you know what I mean, make those mistakes, those rookie mistakes that make them have the illusion that they're creating success, when in reality, what they need is the truth. Get yourself someone that will tell you the truth. If, in fact, you're working with someone and you need to know how to market yourself, and hopefully you're working with someone that will show you how they market, so you know how to create the same level of success that they've created behind the curtain. And also making sure that you can close and sell. If I'm working with a client and they're closing less than 30% of the people that they are talking to, there's something wrong. Okay, either the product is wrong or what they're saying is wrong, and I'm going to support them with the truth on how to get that right and get that process right. Get yourself someone that you trust that will tell you the truth. Okay, and sometimes when you're really smart and you're really sharp and you've achieved significant success in your life and your world, you don't have people who are honest with you, because you're already at a place where everyone's like, you're already successful. You know what to do. But sometimes we know what to do in our profession, but we don't know what we're doing online. We don't know how to sell. We don't know how to close. We don't understand marketing. Get yourself someone that will tell you the truth and that's not afraid to do that. Someone who has a vested success in you being successful. Look at the culture, look at their history, read their testimonials, and it'll tell you, it'll paint the story of whether what they've done for other people in abundance, they can do it for you. All right. So I just want to say that being all of who you are, if you look at the Olympics, those folks that we were watching flipping and jumping, right? Simone, who's amazing. Sha'Carri, amazing. What do you see next to them? They all have a coach. Do you think their coach tells them every day they're doing great? I bet many days. They catch them when they fall. We saw that with Simone. Her coach is there catching her, right? When in the event that she's falling, get someone that will catch you. Okay. And I hope that that will help you really think and assess for yourself, ask discerning questions, know what to look for when you're choosing a coach. Look at their testimonials. They'll tell the whole story, old and new. Okay. Number 5, align with powerful choices. We're talking about becoming who you are. And I can tell you that if you're not aligning with and making powerful choices every single day in your life's not changing. You're not growing. You know what I mean? You're on that other stuff. The reality is those of us who get to live the life that's unrecognizable make powerful choices. And sometimes those choices require us to be brave. That means I'm going to do this. I'm not sure. I can't explain to anyone how I'm going to do it. And it also requires us to be courageous, because courage doesn't mean you're not afraid. It means that despite being afraid, you are consistent and you're persistent over time to make things change and work. All right. You got to align with powerful choices. And that means each and every day being accountable to yourself to do 3 simple things that can change your life. That's how you become all of who you are. It's really simple. It's not doing like 300 things. It's not spending, tons of hours doing anything. It's consistent effort over a period of time. And when I tell you, I meet so many people who are great, who don't become all of who they are because they're inconsistent. One minute, they're doing something for 10 hours a day. And the next minute, they don't have the muscle of consistency and persistency. And those of us who are the most successful do. I hope that there's something I said to you today. I was a little tough, right? Sometimes I'm that way. But I wanted to shake your shoulders a little bit because you're fantastic. You're amazing. And you know it. Okay. You're the best kept secret. Why? Why are you not showing up tall for yourself, being all of who you are meant to be? All right. And it's an important question to ask yourself. And when do you become the priority? And when do you stop making excuses and say it's the kids first, or the spouse first, or the job first, or life first? When do you become the priority? Because the last I checked, the moment that you grow and change, the moment that you change your life, you change the lives of every single person. They are the benefactors of your growth. I hope that this has supported you to move, to take an action. And if I can support you in some way, reach out. I'll post a link here for a strategy session. For those of you who have interest in, let me grab the link 1 second, in booking a call, perhaps to figure out how to package your knowledge into a high value product or service. But let me be clear. My packaging of your knowledge session, strategy session, is about 30 minutes. It's for those of you who are ready. It is not for you if you're like, look, help me, help yourself. It is for that person who is looking for direction and ready to go. And it is for that person who can handle the truth around taking their background, their gifts, and their talents and showing up like a giant for themselves. And if that resonates for you in any way, then book a call. I'd love to be able to support you or me or a member of my team. I would love to do that. I'd love to co-create and curate for you your next giant move. So did you get value or did you get value, right, as a result of being here today? If you got value, right, I got value. And if you're watching the replay, I want to hear from you also. I'm Mia Redrick, business and life consultant. And I'm so excited to have had the opportunity today to talk about becoming all of who you are, because I'm into all things that. I love you. And I look forward to many of you booking a strategy call with, and others seeing your comments here on this thread. I'll talk to you soon. Have a great and amazing day.